Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the 2.5 podcast, where we watch 2.5 episodes of 2.5 Men. I'm your host, Reed.
I'm your co-host, Edgy. Sorry, I've been on vacation.
Yeah, it's
letting Reed stay in my house while I've been gone, so kind of just out of out of practice.
right. Yeah.
Is your fridge running?
Is it? No.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
We also have Big here. Say hi.
Hi. Can we show off the Biden gif?
Send the. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll put it up
because there's a Dairy Queen commercial and I said Biden. You guys are all laughing.
Oh yeah, you're right because
they said buy one get one. And
yeah, buy one.
Logo, yeah. And then he was like Biden.
They just yell out Biden.
Yes, so I use cable. I record all the episodes and then we watch it all together before we do these episodes. And there's so many commercial breaks in between. And we were talking.
You're always screaming at them. You're always like angry.
Yeah, I get.
You're like I want to destroy them with my Gooner rage. Blows up the screen.
Blows up commercial. Grrr!
Blows up the.
So.
Blows up the White House. Sorry, I shouldn't say that.
Whoa.
But Joe Biden loves ice cream and Dairy Queen.
Me
yeah,
too.
Me too. I mean,
Fat
like,
ass.
Anyway.
Shoda.
So this.
He's still my president.
Well, where we left off, which technically. I mean, we did leave off. There's this lost episode that
Edgy
did about this half episode where Judith takes Jake for herself and the support group like helps her do it, and Charlie has to fix it now. Charlie has to save Jake from Judith. And so how does he do it? He talks to Judith's support group the best way possible. He got like a nat 20 in charisma.
Yeah, he just walked in and rizzed them up. And then they were like, you know what? You know those dog shit sexist things that you said? Forget about it.
It's not your fault. It's your mother.
It's your mother's fault. We have to blame the quote-unquote root cause. Even though he's a grown-ass man that can, do better for himself.
Definitely, yeah.
Responsible for his own actions, but you know what? That's just life.
I mean, this episode had to end in a situation where Jake had to stay, so it makes sense that like Charlie's able to do this kind of stuff. But also the support group probably would have realized at some point that there would have been legal troubles with keeping Jake away from his father with the custody agreement.
Right, and I guess it's just a quick resolution without it actually getting serious, because I feel like the beginning half of it was just a little frustrating, I guess, in my opinion. It just kind of went super weird directions, and then at the end they kind of made it funnier and more lighthearted.
Yeah, they made like Judith the villain, and then the support group like the endorsers, and then out of nowhere, like right when Charlie enters the scene, the whole dynamic changes. Yeah,
Haktua, highly.
When Charlie enters the Haktua podcast, like all the hate, all of the kind of shit that was laid on him was redeemed. Charlie is no longer the bad influence that they perceived him.
He is based. He is a Chad. He is saved by Jake.
Yeah. So
Reed, what if Charlie was blue and orange?
That would be beautiful. Wouldn't it?
Work of art.
Blue face, like orange hair.
No, you'd be like blue face and like orange, like eyebrows.
Got it. Yeah. Like Big Fat Liar.
I never watched that show.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's a movie.
Oh, I never watched that movie.
It's a mid-2000s movie about Malcolm from Malcolm in the Middle bullying this Hollywood exec that stole his story. and made it into a movie.
I think I know the cover of it, but I don't
Yeah.
think I ever watched the movie.
And like, yeah,
Sorry,
there's
Malcolm in the Middle.
there's a scene where Malcolm in the Middle dyes the movie exec's pool blue, and the movie exec dives into it and swims for a bit, and then he realizes. Oh, and then he also puts like orange dye in his shampoo.
I don't think Malcolm X did that.
And so when he comes out, he looks like a Irish Smurf, a Scottish Smurf. You know?
Like reverse Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Reverse Donald Trump.
Yeah.
If with the colors messed up, orange hair instead of the blue suit, blue skin instead of blue suit, orange hair instead of orange face. Kind of just if you played around with his color palette a little bit.
Exactly. That's what happens.
Are there pickles under your tongue, Reed?
Pickles under my tongue?
Yeah.
What am I, bubble bass to you?
Yeah. No, there's still no pickles.
Pickles. So, anyways, this episode's kind of cool because like Charlie rises up like a bunch of moms, and I think that's nice.
So he turns on the alpha
only
button.
Just shat on Alan, who is the designated to be shat on, anyways.
Yeah, he's
That's
like
his literally entire job is just to be shit on by everybody. So, kind of just God.
Big Six to
assigning his
explain this episode to you. Alan is like those mobile app games where they have the level 1 noob versus the 99 level 99 mafia boss. So Alan's the level 1 noob, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he tries to he has a kid and he's trying to keep the kid, but his level 10 wife and her level 10 support group won't let you see your kid. And so you go ask your brother, the level 99 mafia boss, to take care of it. And he does. That's the episode.
Yep. That's exactly, yep.
Really?
And then they're singing about Buffalo at the end with their big glasses of wine.
Oh. Dude, I love Buffalo, New York.
Yeah. All right. Let's start on the second episode, I guess.
Yes.
Now that we have finished the anticlimactic ending to the I don't know. Judith is a villain, and then she just loosens up. She's like, "Just don't let Charlie come over to my house again."
Okay, realizing this is the second to last episode of the first season, and if there's anything that I want to know on, it's the fact that this episode is what 2.5 Men has kind of been leading up to. The fact that Judith doesn't like Charlie at all and doesn't like the influence Charlie has on Jake. And that finally coming into a collision. That's just been the 2.5 Men dynamic for season 1.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I totally get what you mean. I didn't even think about it coming into the season finale because I didn't know that we were finishing it. I am very surprised that we have gotten this far. Mm-hmm. It doesn't feel like we've finished the first season.
2.5 episodes of 2.5 Men, and we're in episode 10. So we're only a 10th away done, I think, too. Like functionally. We have like more than 100 episodes we'll probably have to do to finish the series.
Which, you know what? Rise and grind, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll try.
We will take on the task.
We'll try.
We promise we will put 100 episodes of this beautifully well-structured, intellectually stimulating podcast that is important for the world because we care about you.
Because no one else is going to watch 2.5 episodes of 2.5 Men if we don't.
Who's going to do it if we don't?
So yeah, we can move on to the next episode, which is the season finale ender.
Dude, the season finale ender was insane.
Big Six,
it was
it's pretty crazy because
dude, he throws that guitar into his face.
So Charlie starts off with starts the episode by having a girl call him over a pregnancy scare.
And, obviously she's crying on the phone and it's the end of the world for everybody. And Charlie gets really serious for that moment. I was kind of surprised at how just serious, but then they were making it funny because they were making her out, I guess, to be a little bit stupid, a little bit struggling with the pregnancy test, but then it comes out negative and everybody takes a big deep breath and relaxes.
But that's not the main point. The main point is that it gets Charlie into thinking about the fact that he could be at some point impregnated a girl, and maybe he wants to get a vasectomy. And there's this really good bit where Charlie and Alan are talking about this in the grocery store, and Charlie's like, yeah, but like, what if I do want to have a kid? And then he like looks over into the corner, and there's like a dad trying to take care of twins, and he looks desperate. Like,
he is struggling in that grocery store, for sure. And he's like doing this dance trying to get them to laugh, and he looks like he's about to break into tears.
And Charlie's just like realizing, like, yeah, I should get
Don't
a
cry.
vasectomy.
I don't think I can do this.
This episode is only good because I love the doctor. I just think
the doctor was so fucking weird, but it was funny in a funny way.
It makes the whole entire episode so unique. I sit there and I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, you know what? This is the first thing that I think has been worth it for me to sit down here and listen to. Is this guy like this doctor trying to like work on getting his wife pregnant, and like they're so close to having the kid, and in the middle of it he's like talking to Charlie about ripping that away from him, ripping that opportunity of like being in love away from him in that kind of sense.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's true. It is a pretty big juxtaposition for him to jump back and forth between like, oh yeah, well, you know, the Frozen kids are just as good, but he's so excited for his own baby and the fact that his wife is pregnant, and he keeps reminding, he's like, remember, you're a mommy now. And I was with the way he was talking, I was almost expecting them to like be like him to put down the phone and be like, oh, I'm sorry, that's my dog. Because that's the way that he was talking, or it sounded like he was talking to a dog. You're gonna be a mommy so soon. You're gonna be a mommy.
I don't know. You know how that like love talk over the phone can be like. So those Fortnite players are crazy.
Is that gonna be in the episode?
Speaking of Fortnite players,
well, does the Trigun thing even show up on the episode?
It does. Yeah, it will. It will go through.
Oh yeah? If that will go through, will this go through? I guess so.
So, I guess that's the big question on whether or not Charlie did get the vasectomy. Did Charlie get the vasectomy in the episode Big Six? Did he?
Dude, baby oil?
Vasectomy.
Oh, you said did he? My bad.
God.
I don't know. Did he? Dude, I didn't watch this episode. I only watched like
well,
the
we're
Dairy
asking
Queen
you
parts.
to guess if he got it or not.
Going off from what you guys been saying, I don't think so.
Wow.
You're right. You did a good job. So there was like many attempts. Well, there was many attempts for him to get his semen frozen. And I thought that all the bits were pretty funny. Like,
I would have done that.
It first starts with Berta like trying to go in while he's trying to get
to produce a sample.
Yeah, trying to produce the sample. I love the ending line that she says, because she just gives up from getting the towels from his room, and she's like, if it will help, you can think of me, or something like that. And I thought that was funny.
Because I don't even think she wanted it. I think she just wanted to troll.
To fuck him, yeah, that's just a troll.
Berta's my favorite messy bitch.
And then so he finally gets the sperm and he's ready to take it, but he makes the foolish decision of taking Alan to go get his semen frozen and him getting his tubes clipped.
And it's so funny. This part was so funny. Alan was just sitting in the seat, and he did not tell him that he was holding a semen sample. It was in a paper bag, so the sun wouldn't get to it. And while they were driving, they heard the siren. There was police after them, and Charlie was like, they're gonna want to look in the bag. He's like, oh shit, they're gonna want to look in the bag. And so what Alan does is he rolls down the window and he throws the semen sample out of the window when they're getting pulled over for a traffic stop. And it's so fucking funny. Because what world is that your first thought is like to just throw it out?
Exactly. He just threw it out for no reason, and now I like to think that there's cum on the police car. I like
That would
to,
be really
Fuck
funny.
the
I didn't even
pigs.
think
Yeah.
that.
I was like, put a little grease on that bacon car, you know?
Abolish the police.
Yeah, that's so based.
So real.
Thank you, Big Six. So
Thank
yeah,
you, Big Six.
so Charlie tries again, and this time while he's trying to get off, Rose shows up, and that bit's kind of funny, but
She just like kind of describes herself doing jumping jacks and exercises and getting sweaty and then getting in the shower and it's like, you know, kind of sexually charged, and
Yeah.
Charlie's like, then what? And she leaves.
Yeah, and I think that's very funny. I don't know. The worst thing about Charlie getting a vasectomy, the first thing I thought about was the fact that like if he gets his like semen frozen, dude, I would not want Rose to know that at all. And now she knows. She obviously knows, you know.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I feel like there's probably some consent forms or laws or something surrounding using it. Hopefully, at least.
Yeah, but like, you know,
Yeah, that's true. She
it's
is
a
kind of
comedy show.
extreme.
She can get away with anything.
I don't think they would have that.
How's your
happen
Rumspringa?
fully. Anyways,
Wow. Okay.
What now?
Oh, well, he went into to get the vasectomy. The doctor left in the middle of it to go
You see his
get
pregnant
his-
wife
give
deliver.
birth.
Yeah.
And then like there's a
Loser.
lady in there that shaves his area
Yeah.
to prep him, and then they end up going. Charlie gets a date from the lady that shaved his junk. So, and that's how the episode ends.
Bro, turn down the alpha button.
Yeah, for real.
For real. How does it even happen?
So this
He-
episode, we also watched the first episode of season 2.
The premiere was insane.
Yeah,
Honestly,
for
it was
real.
pretty
Crazy.
good. It was something that needed to be said because it's
Yeah, it tackled a lot of.
it's an
important-
episode that it's an episode that related a lot to the brother dynamic of 2.5 Men and
Dude,
how
what up,
much-
brother?
and how much
Oh my bad.
Charlie really doesn't like. Charlie likes Alan because they're related, but he doesn't really like give him that much of like care or respect. Seriously, it seems. Or I wish that Charlie would just be easier able to say like, well, it's just my group of friends, and this is like my one personal thing I'd like.
Right. Yeah, that
But
sibling dynamic sometimes is hard with like sharing, but also, you know, understanding that like your siblings in a tough spot and could actually like, use a support group, because it was like a support group.
mhm.
Because Charlie's like, hey, Alan, get the fuck out of here. Because I have a group of friends that want to smoke cigars and drink whiskey or scotch or whatever, and we're going to talk about deep personal things. And Alan's like, a support group, and he's like, no. Obviously, Charlie's not going to talk about his feelings because he's a base Chad who doesn't have feelings.
Right.
But
Well, you know, it's just a group of people that Charlie really likes. It's like, okay, it's literally like me and Big Six hanging out in another server that you're not in or something like that. It just doesn't, it's not that big of a deal, but of course these brothers are so
The
emotional.
Toontown?
They're gonna make it that big of a deal. Alan
Toontown?
specifically is gonna make it a big deal. Yeah, like Toontown. Like,
I
you
miss
know,
Toontown.
anyways.
God.
It's just that these
So
guys make
mean.
it so emotional because, well, like it is because of the family dynamic in a sense, but also like because Alan's an emotional dick.
yeah, he's kind of a baby. So
that's like the whole entire episode is that Charlie does have this group, does not invite Alan. Alan comes back like halfway through like the night and he wants to join in, but Charlie doesn't allow him. And so he becomes desperate and he tries to call friends inside the garage. And no one will accept his invites because everyone is with his ex-wife, which I can get. That's like, that sucks. But obviously, like, Alan is like,
yeah,
not the.
I mean, he like adds to the patheticness. He has to like dial the patheticness in this episode like all the way up, because I feel like the goal of it is to make you feel bad for Alan and make you feel bad that he's being excluded, but it's also like, it's Alan.
Yeah, that's like.
How sorry can you feel for him? But, you know, he has to play it up, and and then he like calls one of his patients because he's a chiropractor, right? So he calls them and he's like, hey, want to come hang out? And he's like, well, I thought we were friends. And the chiropractor patient is always like, no way, we're not fucking friends. So, and it turns out Charlie's support group is just full of famous people. I don't know all their names, but apparently they're famous people. I just thought they were a bunch of old men.
Yeah, they're just a bunch of rough old men, I thought. I'm like,
because one of them was Sean. He was in the he does action movies and stuff. He was actually kind of a badass, but he's kind of old now.
Right.
I guess he was kind of disgruntled and old then, but that's the only one I recognize. That's the only person where I was like, I think I know that person. But apparently all of them were super famous, too famous to mention the names of, except nobody, you know, in the year of our Lord 2024 really gives a shit about them.
No.
So tough. Sorry, Charlie. Not really that impressed by your friend group.
Uh-huh.
And they basically peer pressure Charlie to let Alan join.
Yeah.
And then
Alan's a bitch, and he's like, oh, maybe I don't want to be in your group anymore. And it's very pathetic. You know, I get it where he's coming from, like, oh, now you want me, and it's only because your friends want me. Like, well, he doesn't even know that. It's just that, like, now Charlie wants him, and maybe it's like, maybe I don't want to be with you anymore because you're being so mean to me. But it's like, my God. You know, just
it's
like
why
for
you're
a
gonna
moment,
sulk around and bitch all day
for a moment,
about not being invited, and
yeah,
just let your pride just be like, okay, you know, if you're gonna sulk about it so much, just don't start.
Join in, be quiet, and just like enjoy the atmosphere. Maybe if you sit down and don't make a fool of yourself for a moment, you can be in people's company. Jesus.
Because he's so desperate for friends, but then like when he has the opportunity to be friends with people, especially cool, revered individuals, like he criticizes one of their music, and the other guy was Spicoli in the Fast Times, that High School movie, and he was like, oh, do a little Spicoli impression for us, and obviously that's so fucking cringe. That was so cringe. I'm like, are you kidding me? Why would you say that?
But that's the whole entire point, is that Alan's so awful. This is the reason why he wasn't invited in the first place, you know?
Yeah, and then he ends up taped to a pole.
That's the end of the episode. There is like this middle part where like Charlie does like own up to some things, like, oh, I didn't like look out for my brother that much because everything was my responsibility, and I didn't think that I deserve. First of all, I mean, maybe Charlie is a little bit right for owning up to the fact that maybe he should have taken care of his little brother, knowing that like maybe he could end up like this. But that's hindsight, and also
I mean, is anybody really a perfect sibling?
Like
though?
who needs to actually take up that responsibility? I it's great when you can, but you know, how what's the age difference between Charlie and Alan? It's probably like, 2 to 4 years. Charlie's older, like by 4.
Yeah, he's only older by they're probably pretty close in age considering how.
Yeah, if they're super close in age, then it really doesn't matter. I think that like if you're like 4 or 5, maybe 6 years apart, but you're like close, then you can be like way more of like a like, oh, I look after this kid.
Right, because I mean, my sister, she's 5 years younger than me, right? But we weren't like we weren't like crazy close growing up, but like we spent time together, and you know, I would bully her a little bit, and then she'd piss me off, and then I bully her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's just the sibling dynamic, is that, you know, sometimes you have to beat the crap out of your little sibling, show them their place in life.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I feel like we had a pretty normal dynamic that evolved naturally, and I feel like just if I sat around all day long being like, maybe I shouldn't have beat the shit out of her, it's like, well, she kind of deserved it sometimes. So and we're fine now, so what's to look back and just mope around about it? Like, they're literally so close that they spend every day with each other. He lives at his house, and Charlie was very ready and open and willing to take Alan in when everything happened. Like, it was a really quick turnover for him to be like, you know what, I really want you guys to live with me. So it's like what, how can you improve that? In my opinion, was there to even regret?
Like, Alan, you live at this guy's house. Let's be fair here. Like, you can give him his own personal group. And I get that you're lonely, but I don't know. I'm lonely too, asshole.
Everybody's a little lonely.
Did he say house read? Like the dude?
Like House MD? Do you want me to send that gif? Or do you want me to send all these gifs in the chat?
No, but you don't have to use all of them, but the Dr. House.
I don't even understand the red thing.
Oh.
What is that? Is that like I thought it was a spiritual, like...
It looks like trippy art for some reason. It's so fucking confusing.
It's from like the Tool artist. One of the digital artists.
Okay.
Well, we talked about the bubble bass earlier, so that wouldn't make sense.
No. Yeah, I'm not gonna... Maybe I will. Or maybe I'll put the bubble bass gif like when it comes up.
Right.
Do that. And then...
You won't?
Well, now that I have this note...
Oh, okay.
I guess that's it. Is that the episode?
I did like the part where they tied up that one dude. Yeah,
they tied up Alan.
Yeah.
No, we already talked about tying him up.
Oh, yeah. We did. Forgot about that part.
Yeah, yep. I guess
so that was a banger of a first episode for the second season. We really hit it off.
Yeah, I know. Isn't it great?
Starting it off with a bang, boys.
I don't know. Okay, so I guess one more thing. What did you think about season 1 for 2.5 Men? From all the 2.5 Men that you watched, do you think it was a quality season? Do you think it was a not quality season?
I think when the episodes were good, I think they were good, but there was a lot of sleepers. There was a lot of filler episodes that I felt like nothing really of substance happened in them. I think, like, starting it off, I think it had a really strong start. The first couple of episodes, I think they were funny. I didn't expect them to make me laugh or to make me feel engaged or to feel even interested, right? I thought we were just going to start this podcast, start this show, and just absolutely shit on it. I thought we were going to be like, oh, it's old and it's dated. And when it is dated, you can definitely feel that it's dated. I feel like you can definitely feel like the jokes that are dated and that you don't understand them, or like they're just not funny because we have evolved past those kinds of jokes now, or at least I hope we have. Maybe not in some circles, but you know, and I thought that was going to be the entire season, but I think when the show is funny, I think it's really funny. So I don't think it's I don't think it's like the worst show I've ever watched. I do like watching it, and especially with my good friend Reed. I do.
Oh, thank you.
And I liked talking about it with you and Big Six So, like, there's some good stuff that comes out of it, and I do feel like it's entertaining enough for me to be paying attention to it enough so I can think of things to talk about later. So,
I think two and a
first
half.
season.
If I could rank it, I'd give it like in 2005 I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I'd give it like a 6 out of 10. There's like a lot of stuff that I don't like, but there's enough substance that it's not like it's like eating plain rice
Yeah.
in sitcom form.
I feel like sitcoms are the plain rice of TV, though.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like
I don't really even like sitcoms, so the fact that I feel like anything towards this, maybe it's plain rice with like a little bit of seasoning, a little bit of salt.
well, it's dynamic.
bit.
It's just like, you know, it's more I guess like it's something that you can't make anymore. So I guess that's the thing that I like about it the most.
Yeah, I get that. I like, I think season 1, I think 6 out of 10 is a perfect score for 2.5 Men that we've watched so far. Maybe the score will go up for season 2.
Yeah, I assume that maybe like the highest rating I'll ever give 2.5 Men is like an 8 or a 7. It can't get better, like super better. It can get better, but just like we'll find out. Anyways,
We'll find out. What if Ashton Kutcher just comes in and saves the show?
wouldn't that be crazy? What if the last season is actually a sleeper? You know?
I think it will be a sleeper because I'm gonna
Don't sleep.
I'm gonna have a hot take that maybe people won't like. I've realized from looking back at some of the stuff Ashton Kutcher has done, when he's the main character, he's not funny.
Yeah. You know, he's so I don't know. There's something up with him. We'll talk
There's
about
something
it.
weird about
We'll talk about it when we
later.
finally get to season 8. We just finished season 1, so we got a lot of shonen battles to fight before we get up there.
Bobo?
Before we get to the final boss, Ashton Kutcher with his glowing red eyes. His aura is not quite as big as Shaggy's, but it'll definitely be a battle.
He's like Big Six. You'll get this reference. Ashton Kutcher's like Tsar Baldy Bald the Fifth taking down Tsar Baldy Bald the Fourth.
Dan Hetrel?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
That's...
They won't get it here.
All right. Well, this is it. We're done. This is 32 minutes. Isn't that crazy?
Wow, we actually have stuff to talk